1, 2, 1, 2. Hi there, this is Patrick Duché, author of Pink Floyd en France. I'm going to show you the latest addition to my collection of Pink Floyd books, which is called Pink Floyd en France, les dernières briques. Pink Floyd in France, the last bricks. It's kind of it's not a follow-up to my previous book, which is here, Pink Floyd en France. It's more like an add-on. We included stuff that we couldn't put in the previous edition, which is now out of print. So I'm going to run through the various chapters contained in the book. There are 6 chapters. I'll show you the table of contents. It's not a picture book, or a book with pictures, I should say. Let me show you the chapters. So, chapter 1, d'Hérouville à Miraval. These are the names of famous French studios where Pink Floyd recorded. There's an interview of the French sound engineer which worked on The Wall, which is quite interesting. Jours de gloire, Days of Glory. It's a specific chapter dedicated to Ça ira, the opera that Roger Waters produced. It's a little known fact for Floyd fans, but it took more than 10 years to make, and I think it's amazing that he should have made an anti-opera dedicated to the French Revolution. Hence, we thought it would be a good idea to include the chapter in the book. Plus fort que les mots, louder than words. It's a chapter dedicated to French writers, people who wrote books about Pink Floyd in France, namely, for instance, Alexandre Igounet, who wrote 2 books about Syd Barrett. What I've got here, chapter 4, Face cachée, the dark side or the hidden side, which is dedicated to fans and fan magazines. Got in touch with Nicolas Barbet, who produced the Sign of Floyd fan mag, which is quite interesting, and the Speak to Me fan mag as well. Chapter 5, Signes de vie, Signs of life. Des villes et des lieux floydiens, famous concerts and places in France where Pink Floyd performed, Versailles, Grenoble, and so on, Nevers. Que le spectacle continue, the show must go on. This chapter is dedicated to French cover acts or French tribute bands, as we call them. I interviewed close to a dozen. It's amazing to think that practically every region in France has its own tribute band. Derrière le mur, behind the wall. The myth, Pink Floyd, the myth, the cult, is still very vivid in France, and we notice that. We notice influences in literally in everyday life. One thing I'd like to add as well, the preface, the foreword, is by Hervé Picard, who was one of the greatest rock journalists. He worked for the monthly rock mag called Best, which is well known amongst French fans. So I'll show you a bit of the contents. So there's a nice layout. There are pictures, but as I said, it's not a book. You're not going to buy the book for the pictures. Well, you may, of course, but it's more a compilation of stories. Here, for instance, there's a segment about the making of the records at EMI Studio in Paris. Because the father of one of the fans worked for Pâté Marconi and explained how records were made, well, manufactured literally. Here we got a picture of Bassist magazine with a feature about Ça ira. Here I interviewed several Floydian authors, guys who wrote about Pink Floyd. Here's Alexandre Gonnet, who wrote 2 books about Syd Barrett. Pictures of tribute bands, interviews. Here's encore Floyd, who was granted permission to use this visual made by Aubrey Powell. Lovely pictures taken by Frédéric Leplat at a Gilmour show. Fans remembering the famous Versailles concert. Here's a lovely poster of David Gilmour taken from Best, the French rock mag. Various adverts and stuff. An advert about the solo album by David Gilmour. There you go. And I'm gonna unbox the special edition of Pink Floyd en France, Les Dernières Briques, because Eclipse, my publisher, decided to make a special edition, collector's edition, like Pink Floyd en France, the previous one. So what have we got here? Oops. Let's try to open it. It's, you see, thick cardboard, lovely design. Oh, by the way, why the rooster, you may ask? Well, it's because it's the symbol of France, actually. So that's why. On the previous edition, we had a flamingo because there was an urban legend that claimed that Pink Floyd meant pink flamingo. Of course, it's not true. So what have we got inside the box? We've got the book that I showed you, and an envelope. And what's inside the envelope? Let's see. Plenty of stuff. First of all, there's a piece of a puzzle. Why? Well, this is your certificate, signed by me. A piece of a puzzle. The idea behind that was that if every subscriber met up, they'd be able to build the puzzle. Here we have a lovely print of David Gilmour on thick cardboard. Nice picture by Frédéric Leplat again. Well, for you guys who still listen to your old vinyl records, something to use on the turntable. Lovely rooster again. And last but not least, collector's item. It's a reprint of a fan magazine, a French fan mag, which is called Signs of Floyd, with information that Nicolas Barbet produced with his team. Homemade stuff. Collector's item for you Floydian fans. Brings back lots of memories. So there you go. You can find all the information here on the website pinkfloydenfrance.com. Okay, it's in French, but there's a section in English, so you won't get lost. You can order online. And that's it for me. Shine on, Floydian fans.